Although the one game that did get me excited, I love SimCity.
Yes.
And EA is coming out with a new SimCity February next year. And I would love to play it. In fact, I might just have to go find me a copy of 2000 and 3000 and see if they work on my PC.
Well, my problem is Adam Sessler brought this up during GameSpot's coverage. Who, you know, they're releasing the new SimCity and then SimCity Social. And what happens if SimCity Social is more popular than SimCity boxed product? Is this going to be the last?
Well, that's just it though. The SimCity Social is not,
because I didn't see
it's a browser-based game.
I didn't see the SimCity part of EA's presentation.
I just, you know, trounced through it. You know, did little chunks, stopped on the stuff I thought looked good. But the social one is, I don't know if it's Facebook integrated or not, but it's,
I imagine with the word social in it,
it probably is.
It probably also metrics your clout score, and you have to tweet for more coins.
Yeah, for more turns a day.
Yeah. Social gaming.
But it, you know, it is a browser game. I think people who really want to play the new SimCity are still going to drop the $50-$60 on it.
But are there enough of those people to leverage a new SimCity?
They can always.
What's the concept of this one? Is it just a new city?
SimCity.
You get future city. You get new buildings.
You still start out, from what I can gather. You still start.
SimCity hasn't changed,
right? Since SimCity 1.
Yeah, it's not like Roller Coaster
it
Tycoon
looks
or
prettier
anything.
for sure. It looks way prettier.
And there are good games, and
it just has.
Is it still Maxis or is it now Fraxis?
It's probably Fraxis.
Okay, I think Fraxis does a very excellent job. Which will bring us to our next topic that I feel that you will be very excited about.
Oh, XCOM.
XCOM.
So, for those of you who don't know, and none of you do know, Nick is crazy for XCOM.
Huge XCOM fan from way back in the day.
And this is not a first-person shooter. It looks fun. It looks playable on a gamepad.
Well, can I interrupt you for a second and say, can we just get an original XCOM emulator? Anybody can work on this? Because I don't want to have to build an old DOS-based computer just so I can play XCOM again.
I'm
sure. The freaking crank on the side.
I'm pretty sure Good Old Games has something like that.
They don't.
I have been looking.
They don't?
I've had
They do
Andy
not have
on
XCOM.
it. I've had all my sources
How do
looking
people
for
play
this original
You
turn-based
could
XCOM
probably
game.
get an emulator for that system and then find a copy of the game to make it work.
All right, Dave, you're on it,
I'll have
because
to
so
look.
far nobody has been able to find me a playable
Version of the original XCOM.
XCOM.
Well, there's
We are talking
technically
about
two
XCOM,
XCOMs.
Enemy Unknown.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
we are not talking about the other XCOM, which is developed by
Somebody. I don't know.
2K Montreal,
I can't.
somewhere.
Yeah, I can't look it up. So.
This is XCOM Enemy Unknown by Fraxis, and it looks like the original XCOM evolved to the new XCOM.
I am excited.
To
for this
current day. The only thing I'm not excited about, it's a little cartoonish for my taste. The same
Yeah,
thing,
from
same
what I
thing
saw of
last
it,
year when we saw Overwatch, it was just a little cartoony for my taste. That works sometimes. I loved Borderlands 2. I think that trailer is genius. I want Borderlands 2 like I want a working kidney, but XCOM Enemy Unknown was going for something, and it seems like that cartoony art style is just a little too cartoony for me.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It looked interesting.
Well, you can always turn,
I'll probably play it.
Yeah.
The original was cartoony. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's because
Because it kind of
it
had
was
to be.
ancient. Yeah. But maybe they did that on purpose.
Realistic graphics in 1992 were a little different.
Yeah.
So let's see, XCOM, Enemy Unknown. We were talking about SimCity. My favorite thing out of the EA conference, which I did not expect, was Medal of Honor. Which, once again, those Medal of Honor games are just this more realistic looking.
Every year, just a little bit different.
Like just.
But I think
Like,
they're
just-
hitting the ceiling on what they can do with the
not-
current gen.
Yeah, just not crazy like Call of Duty, just this much. And it looked interesting. I loved the sand stuff. Of course, it was running on a PC, but that's okay with me.
Yeah.
I'm the game part of it looked interesting enough that I'm on board for Medal of Honor Warfighter, even though I do think that subtitle is horrible
Kinda
and you should
silly.
have used something else.
Yeah.
We already have a Warfighter game. Sorry. It's Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Yeah.
Which, now that I say that, that's only one of like 8 words in that title, so it's probably okay that Medal of Honor cribbed it. But
yeah.
Dead Space 3, they brought this up in the Bombcast over on GiantBomb.com. They've brought it up on GameSpot. They brought it up on the Spike TV coverage. Horror doesn't demo well. So they had to show us action. But I don't want action.
Yeah,
I want horror. I just finished Dead Space 2, and there were parts in it when I was seriously crapping my pants.
Well, and they also talked about it on those other, in the other places where it does demo well, but it only demos well if you're allowed to sit and play it for more than 10 minutes. Yeah. You kind of have to sit and play it for 15, 20, 30 minutes to kind of get a feeling for how it is, how the world works, how the game works. And, I played the demo of the first Dead Space, and because I suck at third-person shooters.
Dead Space 1 is one of my favorite games of this generation. Dead Space 2 is not as hot, but I still like it.
But there, in just that demo, there were spots, but I was playing it with the lights off and sitting on the couch and all that.
Scary spots.
But yeah, there were some scary spots in the demo. It does demo well. It doesn't do the reels well. You can't just show, here's gameplay footage.
Sizzle. It doesn't sizzle.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. You kind of have to throw something at it. So they should allow the co-op.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are complaining about the environment and that it's a snowy ice planet now, so it's going to be like John Carpenter's Thing.
Or
and
Lost Planet.
I say, great. I love that movie. I'm down. I feel like Flynn. But I was just surprised that between Dead Space 3 and Medal of Honor Warfighter, Medal of Honor Warfighter eked it out.
Yeah.
Because that is a good-looking game. We talked about Borderlands 2.
A little bit.
I think Borderlands 2 looks good.
Yeah.
I think there's no way they can make that game look better. I love that trailer. The thing I love most about Borderlands is it's so self-referential and self-aware. And that trailer shows it perfectly. Now with 33% more wub wub.
And 10,000 more guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we know what you're here for. Here's what you're here for.
Dubstep and guns. Go.
I thought Watch Dogs looked very interesting.
Yeah,
I think it looks great.
I didn't get a very good feel from it from what I saw. Is it a multiplayer game after a certain point, and then it's you and all these other people taking care of this one guy, or does somebody play that one guy? And
we don't know.
Okay.
And that is the reason a lot of people are fawning over Watch Dogs, and that is the reason I'm not fawning over Watch Dogs.
Because we don't know what the hell it is yet.
There's a lot more questions.
Got to play to find out.
Yes.
You got to pay the price of admission.
It was running on a high-end PC, but the guy was using a PS3-ish controller. It's supposedly for the PS3, the Xbox 360, the PC, and
the Wii U. Everything under the sun.
Like, literally, was it for the Wii U?
Maybe.
Maybe. Was it for next gen?
Maybe.
Poor Ubisoft people have Don Matrick and Jack Trent behind them with Uzis. Like, you say anything,
I'll kill you.
We will blow your kneecaps away.
And Ubisoft, I think it was Ubisoft, already said that they've got 3 to 5 new IPs in development for the next gen consoles. It just depends on what pans out. Mm-hmm. So we know that they have the hardware, the test hardware. We know that they're developing stuff for these new consoles. They just haven't, the big two haven't said, hey, you can do this. You can talk about these new games. You can talk about all this stuff because we have.
Everyone is scared. But that's the one thing. The interesting thing about this year's E3 was that we got new IP at all.
Yeah, we got a couple of them, and that was kind of nice to see.
So The Last of Us is new, even though we knew about it. Yeah. Beyond Two Souls is new, which can I just start calling it Beyond?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so Beyond is new. Beyond is also a much better title than Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
And Watch Dogs is new. And good. Let's
Ascend
keep
New
that
Gods.
going.
We didn't talk about that either.
That's because I wasn't at all.
It looks like a God of War ripoff of the 360. That's what I thought.
I didn't know what it was. Was it God of War? Was it Shadows of the Colossus? Am I going to be climbing on guys? What am I doing? Why are you showing me this thing? And it doesn't even look good.
I think it's probably a combination of the two. But I've only seen that trailer, so I don't know much else.
That game was too early to show.
It was probably way in early dev.
Microsoft should not have shown that.
Why did they spend the time and the money to do this?
Did a disservice to the development team by showing that. They should have just showed a logo.
Mm-hmm. And made everybody kind of figure it out.
Let's see what else we got. So Konami wasn't there.
Oh, sad Konami.
So we didn't get crazy Konami this year. But one of the things I loved, I do like the look of Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. Not Lords of Shadow blah 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 for the 3DS. Lords of Shadow 2. And here's why I like it. I am pretty sure for a split second in that trailer, there is a scene where you were looking over someone's shoulder and he has a sword and it flashes the reflection back into the camera. And I am almost 90% sure that is Alucard, and I am down. If it's another game where I can play Alucard, I am in like Flynn. You can have either of my testicles. Take your pick.
I don't know about all that.
I love Symphony of the Night. I still play it. It's a great game. It's probably the best game on the PlayStation that's not called Metal Gear Solid. And give me more. I like it. I did not like the last Lords of Shadow, but I'm always open.
Yeah. Well, what I played of Lords of Shadow was pretty good. I think I rented it for a weekend and got maybe a quarter of the way through.
It was competent. It didn't make me recoil in horror.
Yeah. It was Dante's Inferno level good. It was a good game and had a decent story, but it just
didn't mesh.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best. The new Metal Gear game, which we can't call Metal Gear Solid anymore because it's Metal Gear Rising. And that difference has never been made more apparent than in that new trailer, where it is no longer a sneaking mission. It is now a slicing guys in half mission.
You have to run around as Raiden. As long as he keeps all his clothes on, I'm fine. We don't need naked Raiden scenes again.
Let's not get too hasty.
As long as he doesn't bleed milk. That was the worst part of Metal Gear Solid 4 was Raiden bleeding milk. It's like, oh. Star Wars 1313 apparently looks amazing, but no one's played it.
Yeah. Well,
it looks good, but no one touches it. So that's kind of like Watch Dogs. There's more questions than answers.
Yeah, there's a, hey, we showed you this tech demo of this game or this video demo now. Good luck.
So I imagine we're running out of time.
We're close.
Yes.
20 after.
Yes. So
and you have to go to work.
I do.
And none of us do.
Yeah.
So, best of E3. Your favorite announcement, your favorite game, and the thing that left you disappointed. Or the thing you hated the most.
Assassin's Creed Liberation is only going to be on the Vita. That disappoints the hell out of me. Because I wanted to play that game, and then it's like, Vita only. Crap. I'm not dropping $250 or whatever.
Gotta buy a Vita. There has to be a reason that people have to buy a Vita.
And
that's all I have to say.
I don't think it's going to be Assassin's Creed. I don't think it's going to be that little spin-off.
If that bundle comes out at $250...
If it came out at $250 with the game and a Wi-Fi only Vita, I might do that. Maybe. Okay. That might be like something I asked my wife for Christmas. I think God of War Ascension is probably the one game that I know I'm going to buy next year. I know I'm going to buy Assassin's Creed 3 this year. Probably not going to buy a whole hell of a lot for my 360.
Yeah.
Just because I don't use it for much except, occasionally Kinect games. Maybe. So.
Racketeer.
Yeah, maybe.
From what it sounds like, you guys talking about a bit of a letdown overall. We don't hear about the new Xbox. We don't hear about the PlayStation 4. But they don't talk about the Vita.
This was the same thing at E3 before they announced the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360.
It was a pretty crappy year, and then next year they blew everybody's minds with
so
all this
next
new
year
tech.
is going to be a good one, right?
Well, if it's not,
we're thinking.
Yeah, if it's not, people are going to have pitchforks and torches.
Yeah,
but there is this smart glass dual screen technology, Wii U sort of mentality. I kind of like where that is headed. It's still in beta testing.
Yeah,
it's in the very version 1.
Yes,
and so next year again.
Could be better.
Might be better, and I'm not a huge gamer, obviously. I probably shouldn't even be here.
Oh, you're fine.
But I'm excited for XCOM.
XCOM.
I'm always going to play the new Call of Duties, that.
Yep. So would Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, if it wasn't just a rehash of the first Black Ops, and it wasn't just a rehash of the new Black Ops, would you buy a Vita for it?
I don't know if it's gonna take a lot for me to buy a system.
Yeah.
I want to play this Zombie U game. I don't know if I'm gonna go buy a whole new Wii U for it, but it looks like a lot of fun.
The thing about the Zombie U is when pressed, Ubisoft they were like, well, is it just for Wii U?
We could do it on the PS3
like,
if we really wanted to.
We could do it on the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
So
you may not.
It probably won't be called Zombie U. It'll be called Zombie something.
It'll be Zombie University or Zombie Community College.
Yeah. Zombie Universe.
But maybe next year they blow. But what if Black Ops Declassified was new missions? It came out, and you could carry your Call of Duty tag online, and while you're at your coffee break at work, keep inching towards that prestige.
Yeah, you'd get me there. If I could do that kind of stuff, you know.
If it is a fully fledged Call of Duty, which we don't know yet.
We don't know. We don't know jack about it because they said it. And
we don't even know that it's a first-person shooter. I'm just hoping it is, because Resistance Burning Skies proved that you can do a first-person shooter on the Vita and do it well, but that it wasn't Resistance Burning Skies.
Yeah.
That game is not good. I am very upset because I do love the Resistance series, and I wanted that game to be better than it is.
Yes.
So my E3 wrap-up will be what?
You have 4 minutes.
Okay, cool. Ready? 1. The best game of show, the thing I'm most excited for, will be a 2-way tie between Assassin's Creed 3, which I don't always love, and The Last of Us, because that looks amazing. And shooting hobos in the face, I am always there.
And killing people with bricks.
Yes. It looked fun, it looked good, it looked like it was going to have a story, and Naughty Dog has yet to let me down. I think the most disappointing thing I was disappointed by at the press conferences was the lack of Vita support. Tied with, we didn't talk about this, but THQ laying off a sizable amount of their sporting department. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm with you, Jason Rubin, because once again, I love Naughty Dog. I think you're an awesome guy, but you don't do that during the news cycle with E3. It brings everyone down, and it casts a much brighter light on that closing. The flip side of that is EA now has the UFC license, so the next UFC game will be from EA. The game I'm excited for next year is probably going to be Watch Dogs. I think once we find out about that, I think it looks good enough now that it would probably eke out beyond.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
If it's the game that I've imagined in my head.
Yeah, and the way it looked to me was it's something that you play. It's not a persistent, well, it could be a persistent world where you're given a target and you need to tail this guy, or you need to kill this guy. Or
like
whatever.
Your target might be another player, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
If your target is looking for you and you're looking for your target, if you're both players, that's cool. I love that. Mm-hmm. If it's not that, if it's AI
even
controlled,
if it's
we don't
AI
know.
Guy.
We don't know. But once again, if it's the game I have envisioned in my head, I like it more than Beyond. And that's only because I know Beyond is going to be like Heavy Rain, and I can't imagine too much out of that bubble. So Watch Dogs is letting my imagination run wild, like a gazelle, and this one isn't.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to see what happens with it. I mean, it could be anything at this point. But we just got a demo of what it looks like and some simple mechanics. So.
Yep. And don't get me wrong, I like the Wii U. I think it looks fun. They just didn't give me a reason to buy it. And that's their problem, not mine.
We'll see if they can get you.
You know what? If they came out with if they said, hey, by the way, we're having a Zelda game, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I knew they were saying no price, no release date. But come on, no price, no release date.
At E3?
At E3, your biggest, the time you are on the tallest podium, I think that is just Nintendo being chicken and not wanting to come out and say the box is going to be $400. Yeah. And at $400, that
dead.
Thing dies.
Yeah, it can't.
At $300, that thing dies.
Well,
so I'm getting the wrap-up sign. So next week, we'll see you next week. Later. And next week's podcast will be shorter.
This is our first but not our last PixelBlips podcast.
Yes.
Let us, these are our opinions. Let us know yours. And this is the universal for comment down below sign.
Yes, comments down below. I'm at AndrewRyan1984 on Twitter. You can also find PixelBlips at PixelBlips on Twitter.
This is the universal signal for subscribe.
Subscribe to that button. And I'm sure as we let the clock run out, we will have other videos floating in this area that you should click on.
This is the universal signal for click on this video or this one or maybe this one over here.
Yeah, it depends on where they are. So we will see you next week. Like I said, next week's will be shorter. We promise. Because hopefully there will be less news.
Well, there'll be less news.